He gets closed down quickly. Ronaldo's onto it. Cristiano Ronaldo. Ronaldo! Ronaldo shows class is permanent. United lead. It's Cristiano Ronaldo. Fernandes going on his own. Can he finish it? Finally, Manchester United get the second goal they crave. United needed a win. They've got the win, and they've gone into the top four for now. United 2, Brighton 0.
Glory, glory, Manchester United. Hello, guys. Welcome to another episode of this podcast. And in this episode, we'll be analyzing our last game with Brighton. I'm very excited about this game. Firstly, man, cause it's been very long we've secured the win. After us scoring a goal, we are expected to kind of concede a goal also, but it was kind of different. And I predicted the exact score. I think that's another reason for me to be excited. I predicted the exact score, which came out exactly as I wanted it, or as I predicted. The game ended with a 2-0 win, as I said in the last podcast episode, analyzing our last game against Southampton. So now the game ended as I wanted it. And also again, Ronaldo got his first goal of 2022. I told you more reasons to be happy. I'm very excited. Even though it's very funny, he's getting his first goal in February. But man, it's a delight knowing that you pick his form. Ronaldo scored the first goal in the 51st minute. The goal, I wasn't expecting Ronaldo to shoot from that position, but he amazed everyone. He showed everyone he still has class. Form is temporary, class is permanent. So, player of the match in the game was Bruno Fernandes. And Bruno has been very super for us. Regardless the times when bad moments, he's always motivational. The way he even greets the fans after the match and everything, it shows in his countenance how much he feels for the club, how much he wants the club's progress. To the analysis of the game, we both had 50% ball possession. It was still an average game for us, but we were able to break the spell of winning drought. We had 19 total shots and they had 10. We had 5 big chances and they had 3. We had 4 big chances missed and they had 3. We had 418 accurate passes and they had 435 accurate passes. They had more passes than us. We had 8 fouls committed and they had 10. They both had 1 offside. We had 10 corners and they had 2. The game is still average for us, almost like the previous game against Southampton, but at least we were able to see the back of the net in this game. Not just once, but twice. To the shots, we had 19 total shots and they had 10. And we had a lot of shots here, high chunk of shots. We had 4 shots off target and they had 6. We had 7 shots on target and we had 3. I just like us having more shots on target than shots off target, because I know if we have more shots on target, there's a chance for us to see the back of the net. But imagine us hitting the ball wide. There's no expectation from the ball going wide. At least if you hit the shot on target, it might be blocked, it might be saved, and it might get behind the net. So at least that's what we need. We should just precisely hit the shot on target. We had 8 block shots and they had 1. We had 7 shots inside the box and they had 5. We had 12 shots outside the box and they had 5. And we had a lot of outside the box shots in this game. And I like that because honestly, I'm a fan of shots. Just hit the shot with all your strength. Just score the goal. We had 512 total passes and they had 516 total passes. Wow, just slightly 4 above us. We had 418 accurate passes and they had 435 accurate passes. We had 198 passes in their own half and they had 248 passes in their half. We had 220 passes in their half and they had 187 passes in our half. They had 30 accurate long balls and they had 27. We both had 4 accurate crosses. We had 13 throws and they had 21. You can see we had more passes in their own half. It shows how the players are listening to Ralph Ragnick, probably in this kind of situation, because he complained about us doing tiki-taka in our own half against Burnley, and now we are seeing the changes. Tap more in their own half That's why we even need to do any tapping. I just think the only passes we need to do in our own half is just to move the ball ahead to the opposition half. Then a lot of passes has to be done in the opposition half, at least confuse them. We had 10 tackles won and they had 7. We had 8 interceptions and they had 22. We had 1 block and they had 8 blocks. We had 14 clearances and they had 17. We had 3 keeper saves and they had 5. Yeah, we tried also with the defense. At least we didn't concede any goal. And they get stepped up again for us. Like, it's a collective effort. Like, everybody has to play their part. And I'm loving it the way the guy has been for a very long time. Imagine he's not playing his part at all for us. We could have considered tons and tons of goals. But we have a very good keeper to depend on. We had 59 duels won and they had 36. We had 18 dribbles succeeded and they had just 5. Wow. We had 3 yellow cards, they had 1. We had no red card and they had 1 red card. I think Fernandes is rising up to the status of becoming a Manchester United legend because honestly he has been so superb. So to the player statistics, the player of the match was Bruno Fernandes. And like we had very high numbers of players outperforming our opponents. We had Bruno Fernandes, second by Dalot, Ronaldo, McTominay, Maguire, Pogba, Sancho and Ggmu. Then we had just 1 Brighton player in the top 10 player rating. That was Bissouma. So now this shows how active most of our players were in the match. And their individual performances contributed to our win also. Because you all need all the players to be fired up. All the players. So the big chances created, Bruno Fernandes was the highest. He had 2. Then Ronaldo had 2. Pogba had 1. It's cool for us like that. But all these big chances could have been converted to goals. And to the total shots, we had Ronaldo with the highest, as expected, if he's in the match. He had 5 total shots, and Bruno Fernandes had 4 total shots. McTominay then had 2, Fred had 1, Shaw had 1, Telles had 1. We are having good numbers of players in the top 10 shot ratings. Like, we're having a very high number also, like 6. It's good for us, but like, we can do more. There's no limit. And to the pass success, their player was the highest, Adam Webster, who had 63 passes, and Diogo Dalot had 55. And they had a high number of, we both shared the top 10 players with the highest pass success in the game. And the dribbles succeeded, as I was expecting. We had Jadon Sancho, man, with 5 dribbles, was so wonderful in the game. His dribbles were sleek and very swift. Then followed by McTominay, who had 4 dribbles. Then Ronaldo, who had 2 dribbles. Pogba 2. Fred had 1. Fernandes 1. Dalot 1. Elanga 1. We had about 7 players in the top 10 dribble succeeded ratings of the game. It's good for us. Like, it's Manchester United against Brighton. What do you expect? And to the tackles won, McTominay had 3. And Dalot had 3 also. Elanga had 2. Shaw had 1. Fernandes had 1. We had like 5 players in the top 10 tackles rating of the game. Looking at the statistics, you can see we did our utmost best and our best paid off. Not our best really though, but like we played average, and as expected, we got our results. Sometimes we even play more than this and we barely have or get the results that we want. But like this is very exciting to see because we didn't even do that much and we got the result. Like we got a 2-0 win easily as we could. Although Brighton were kind of tough with us, but I think our keeper did his. The guy did his job. He played his part in the team's work. So we got a win, and now we are back to the 4th position of the Premier League. Very excited for that as fuck. Like I should be jumping, like, cause the anxiety watching our games these days, man. Whenever I watch our games, my hopes are really high. Like I'm always expecting us to win. And when we score a goal, I'm really expecting us to consider that one because it has been like a tradition for a while now. But like thankful for this win as we are back to the 4th position again in the Premier League. So now let's go to the blog post to see what the bloggers have to say. This blog says Shaw believes him and Jadon Sancho can become even more dangerous as a duo. Honestly, like whenever Shaw comes down the line, he drops the ball for Sancho drops the ball back for him, and they have this kind of high communication and chemistry with the ball that we would actually need, honestly, to move forward. We need our left back and right backs to be synced with the wingers so we can produce results, especially from the wings. So let's dive in to see what the blog has to say. It says Luke Shaw believes him and Jadon Sancho can become even more dangerous as a partnership down Manchester United left hand side. The pair have started the last 3 games together, and there are signs the England internationals are developing a growing understanding of one another's games. It was thought that when Manchester United signed Jadon Sancho from Borussia Dortmund for £73 million, he would play on the right hand side. But I wasn't expecting that, because I was expecting Sancho just play on either side. He's a winger, he can do anything as long as he's able to dribble past the defender from the wing. But it looks like the 21-year-old is finding his best form playing in front of Shaw on the left. With 2 goals from his last 2 games at Old Trafford, Sancho is starting to produce the influential performances he consistently produced in Germany for the Reds. After a difficult start to life at the Theatre of Dreams, Shaw is delighted that United's number 25 is now showcasing his attacking qualities. The former Southampton man, who himself joined the Red Devils at the age of 18, believes Sancho will become a world-class player in the future. And we all believe that, and I so much believe that. For me, the maddest thing with Jadon is how young he actually is. Luke told United Review, "I didn't realize, even when I played with him for England, that he was that young. He's a wonderful footballer. When you come here, it's not easy at the start. I know that personally. Now he's starting to find his feet a bit more, and that's really showing in the way he's playing, especially in the last few games. He's starting to excel. He's getting on the ball more and dribbling well. And doing what he was doing at Dortmund. It's only going to get better and better. At the moment, I'm enjoying playing with him, and I'm really happy for him because he had a tough time at the start. He's going to be a world-class player, and he's got so much talent. He just needs to keep working hard, keep working on the abilities he has, and be a real asset for the club." With Marcus Rashford being deployed on the right, Rangnick is giving Shaw and Sancho the opportunity to become United's first choice pairing on the left. The connection looks to be building, but Shaw believes they can kick on and improve even further. Yes. Shaw concluded, "I'm really good friends with Jadon, so it's easy to talk to him. At the moment, he's playing in front of me, so we do have a lot of conversation on what he wants and what I want him to do. At the moment, things are working well, but there's still more for us to do on that side to make us even more dangerous." Yeah. Like, you can see the connection and chemistry right from our seats while watching the match already. Like, the chemistry is building up gradually, and if that connection is there, I think that's the end for all the teams. I saw on article where Khabib said Manchester United were very dangerous next season, and I'm already seeing that already. Like, kind of, it seems so, especially with the build-up of all these team players. I think they're getting used to themselves more now. So let's go to another blog post that says 5 things we learned from Manchester United 2-0 Brighton. Okay, let's dive in. Manchester United beat Brighton 2-0 at Old Trafford in what was a crucial 3 points for Ralph Rangnick's side. Here are 5 things we learned from the Premier League clash at the Theatre of Dreams. De Gea comes up once again. Jacob Moda's wait for his first Premier League goal, but he would have been forgiven for thinking he had opened his account with a goal against the Reds. If it wasn't for De Gea, the Polish midfielder could have had 2 goals to his name. And thankful for De Gea. The Spanish international first save after 5 minutes was impressive, but his second one was simply world class. Moda's header looked destined to find the back of the net, but United's informed number 1 somehow managed to tip the effort around the post, and when Moda did have the gear beaten in second half effort came crashing off the bar. Then another sub-article says Ronaldo's goal drought is over. A 37-year-old was visibly annoyed with Jadon Sancho when the England international didn't play the ball back to him in the opening minutes. I think that's just the mistake of Sancho for now. I think, but with time, he would realize that and will adjust. He needs to know how to release the ball after dribbling and doing his thing. Just release the ball for another player to score. I think if he can operate on that level, he will be at his best. But the 5-time Ballon d'Or winner was never going to allow his goal scoring drought to extend to 7 matches. After picking up the ball from Scott McTominay, Ronaldo clinically smashed the ball past Robert Sanchez in the bottom corner. Instead of the iconic seal celebration, United number 7 threw out a knee slide and breathed a sigh of relief that his worst barren spell in front of goal since 2009 was over. The Portuguese international took his tally for the season up to 15. That's good. United back up to 4th. After 3 straight 1-1 draws, United produced an abject first half against the Seagulls. which only brought one shot on target. But after Ronaldo's moment of